In the typology sphere, you'll often hear these two opinions. 1. Enneagram is the most interesting typology system, and 2. Big 5 is the only typology system with any true validity. In this video, I'll talk about the dimensions of the Big 5 typology model and compare them to the 9 Enneagram types using my latest novel Blood of the Insolent as a conceptual lens once again. Big 5 is a scientific typology model which determines an individual's type based on the 5 dimensions of extroversion, neuroticism, conscientiousness, agreeableness, and openness, whereas the 9 Enneagram types are determined by humanity's 9 main vices of wrath, pride, vanity, envy, avarice, fear, gluttony, lust, and sloth. How the personality styles from both systems match can be seen through some of the characters throughout Blood of the Insolent story of war, telekinetic technology, and the human heart. The first dimension we'll touch on is extroversion, which measures aspects of a person's sociability, such as their friendliness, assertiveness, and excitement seeking. Enneagram 2's prideful need for love and validation, Enneagram 3's desire for a good image, and Enneagram 8's boisterous rebellion make them the most extrovert types, whereas more melancholic, detached, and anxious types like 4, 5, and 6 are more introverted. In Blood of the Insolent, the first person Raphael Valibe befriends when he is recruited for the unconventional Slake Warfront is Alessandro Pieri, a handsome, flirtatious, and charismatic soldier who is a Type 2. Alessandro's brand of spirited extroversion is what allows their brutal clandestine militia operation to seem more like a home for our main character. Neuroticism is a dimension that measures how often you experience negative emotions such as anxiety, irritability, vulnerability, and self-consciousness. Enneagram Type 4's feeling of comparative lack to others and Type 6's fear make them the types most neurotic on average, whereas Type 9's more passive, grounded nature sees them tend to score lower. In Blood of the Insolent, Minister Yuji Kato of the EAK is a Type 6 national leader who is incredibly prudent, cautious, and is constantly worrying about his nation's place on the global stage and what could seek to harm them. This is in contrast to his political ally, President John Eliasson of the URZ, who, despite being a Type 2, is so low in neuroticism that he has absolutely no qualms about conducting illegal human experiments. He's not worried about being caught in the slightest, his mind only occupied with the power these experiments will allow him to seize. Conscientiousness measures a person's discipline, goal striving, and general organization, with Type 1 being the perfectionist of Enneagram and Type 3s typically being high achievers. They are the types who score highest in conscientiousness. On the other hand, more impulsive, fun-loving, and reckless types such as Enneagram 7 are usually low in this dimension. Raphael's rival turned confidant, Zoe West, is an example of a Type 1 with high conscientiousness, her characterization early on in the book being a strict adherence to her commanded duties, intellectual orientation, and a desire to complete every mission without error. Agreeableness in the Big 5 model is determined by traits such as a person's trust, honesty, and cooperation, with types that are more peaceful on average such as Enneagram 9 scoring the highest for it. Enneagram 8, due to its combative nature, is the type that usually scores the lowest in agreeableness on average. 2 important characters in Blood of the Insolent showcase this: Roman Zaitsev, a cynical brute of a warrior, and the fiery, aggressive Empress of Kaveri, Ksenia Naumov. Zaitsev might be an introverted soldier, and Naumov might be an extroverted world leader, but they both equally show a coarse harshness indicative of low agreeableness. The last Big 5 dimension is openness. This measures a person's imagination, intellectuality, and artistic interests. Type 4s are often artistic, both literally and in their manner of expressing emotions. Type 5s are often collectors of esoteric knowledge, and Type 7s love being mentally stimulated and garnering new experiences. These three types are usually the highest in openness. In Blood of the Insolent, we have a high openness type 7 in Kimmy, the seductive spy who joins the unconventional Slake war front as she believes God told her this was her purpose in a vision. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a low openness type 1 character in President Whiteford, a man who cares little for abstractions and focuses on practical applications in terms of violently asserting his righteous will. Interestingly enough, the main character of Blood of the Insolent, Raphael, is a type 3. Yet throughout the story, we see him show an affinity for aspects in this dimension that rival the previously mentioned 4s, 5s, and 7s. It's Raphael's high intellect, long memory, and ability to conceptualize strategic potentialities that gain him the prestige he seeks within the unconventional Slake warfront as he gradually becomes one of its best commanders. If you'd like to learn more about the characters I used to explain these personality systems, read Blood of the Insolent. Check the description below for more information. Take care.